Oh, what's up, Ita Gang? Welcome into Dapp Central, your home for everything blockchain and crypto. My name's Fareed. As a part of today's video, we're diving into Cardano and ecosystem updates. We're also briefly recapping the press event that just took place with Senator Tim Scott and the crypto czar David Sachs, and potentially what could be ahead when it comes to regulatory clarity and their key focuses here for the crypto and digital asset space. Now, before we go any further, if it's your first time stopping by the channel, my goal is to help you find your footing here within the Cardano and Bitcoin ecosystems. If you appreciate content like this, please smash that thumbs up on the way in. If you want more, consider subscribing to the channel. And if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, feel free to go ahead and leave those down below. Now, if you want to extend your support for the channel even further, consider delegating with either of the two Dapp Central stake pools, both sharing the ticker DAPP. Without any further ado, let's jump right on in here. We've got a brief snippet, and this is coming in here from Watcher Guru. If you've missed the press conference, it was about 15 to 20 minutes long. I actually live streamed it earlier. I'll leave the link to the live stream down below, as well as the official press event if you want to catch that on your own. Now, one of the key highlights here is a question that came in here from one of the reporters there from the press at the event, asking about the strategic Bitcoin reserve and exactly what we can expect moving forward from the crypto working group that's been put together by Donald Trump as a part of his latest executive order. And so we've got some relatively positive news here, again, with David Sachs confirming that they'll be digging into the feasibility of a potential strategic reserve, of course, made up of Bitcoin, which could potentially be a trigger, right? Or a signal for big banks, TradFi, and just retail to finally jump into Bitcoin, potentially kicking off the leg for the bull run. So without any further ado, I'm going to play this very brief clip here, and then we're going to dive into Cardano specific updates.
So one of the things that the president instructed us to do was to evaluate the idea for a Bitcoin reserve, and so that is one of the things. That's one of the first things we're going to look at as part of the internal working group in the administration. So as soon as we get all that set up, we're still waiting for some cabinet secretaries who are on the working group to get confirmed. So we're still in the very early stages of this. But that's one of the first things we're gonna look at is the feasibility of a Bitcoin reserve. I think the concept of the sovereign wealth fund is a little separate, and you'd have to talk to Secretary Lutnick, or soon to be Secretary Lutnick, about that.
So there you've got it there. In addition, they talked about the fact that they want the U.S. to be the leader in terms of blockchain and digital asset technology. They talked about the fact that they'll be working to establish the U.S. dollar as a global reserve currency while still maintaining and while still adopting crypto technology. And their key focus here is on two separate things. Number one, getting regulatory clarity around stable coins. And then number two, getting more regulations around just the overall market structure for crypto, blockchain, and digital assets. Now, we heard from Senator Tim Scott, who mentioned that the first 100 days of the new presidency is going to be extremely key. And looking at the actual crypto executive order signed by Donald Trump about 2 weeks ago, they have 180 days before they need to actually get the president a report back, basically highlighting what they think or what their guidance is for this brand new sort of take on crypto here within the US. And so, of course, I'll make sure to cover all of that content as it comes out, but very bullish and very reassuring here when it came to that particular press conference held earlier today. Now, some people on the other end of the spectrum thinking that it was a lot of talk, not too much content, but I think that we're at a very early stage. And of course, as the next 100 days roll out, there's going to be a lot more communications around their plan and just what the working group is going to recommend to President Donald Trump. Now, let's jump into Cardano specific updates here, where we've got the most recent weekly development report released on the 31st of January. Now, there's a highlight here for the brand new version of Lace. If you've missed it, we've also jumped into the Plomin hard fork, or that's been enacted, bringing us into full decentralized governance, unlocking DREPs, bringing online Cardano's treasury, and we're now awaiting the official vote for the ratification of the interim constitution, which I'm actually going to touch on here in just a moment. So definitely make sure to stay tuned in to stick around here for the entire breakdown of that piece there. There's also been educational content for midnight as we're getting ready to roll out of the testnet and potentially into the mainnet sometime in late 2025. Looking there on the right-hand side there, we've got over now nearly 2,000 projects building We've got 1.3 million wallets delegated and over 105 million transactions processed here on Cardano. Now we've got some big news here where it states shop and earn ADA through Cashback with Walmart. Now this will be coming soon to by far one of the biggest wallets here in the ecosystem, which is the Yoroi wallet. Exciting news for shoppers. Walmart is joining Yoroi, so you can soon shop for groceries, electronics, fashion, and everyday essentials while earning ADA cashback with each and every single purchase. From household necessities to the latest tech, Walmart has everything you need, and soon shopping will be more rewarding than ever. So I'm going to be excited to see exactly how this is integrated, how seamless it is, how intuitive it is. But for me, I definitely shop within Walmart, also shop at Target. And so while Walmart is a really good sort of stepping stone, would love to see additional stores and additional platforms integrated into this cashback feature. Now, what's also really awesome here is taking a look at Giro Wallet. They've also created and integrated a cashback feature system, which is already live. So Yoroi about to release theirs, but Giro Wallet one step ahead, already supporting cashback for Walmart, AliExpress, NordVPN, Ace Hardware, CNBC, Malaysia Airlines, just to name a few. So again, this is, I think, the next step to bridge the gap when it comes to the everyday holder or just retail, better understanding what they can do with their ADA and just giving them different opportunities, right? And different methods to actually earn ADA while still doing everything and while still purchasing things as they normally would in their everyday lives. Now, I want to quickly highlight here a rebrand. This was previously known as Work.Courses or Work.Courses. They've rebranded over to Wisdom, and they've put out a couple of free bits of content here, one of them being a new course catalog for the Cardano developer portal. And so if you are a developer, they've put together, an engaging 7-course series on their platform where you can dive in, enroll, and learn more about developing here in the ecosystem. Jumping into the next topic here, we've got an additional 2 courses in partnership between the Wisdom team and the ADA Handle team. If it's your first time hearing about ADA Handles, they're an NFT-powered naming solution here in the ecosystem, simplifying sending and receiving ADA, as well as any other assets here on chain. Now, this particular course focuses on just the ins and outs of the ADA handle, taking you through the minting, the different standards, customization, and then looking forward into some of their new features, including the handle chat feature, which aims to be a P2P or peer-to-peer system, allowing for 2 wallet addresses to interact or to send messages to each other. As we keep the conversation moving along here, unfortunate and very, very sad news here. We've lost one of the brightest minds here in the ecosystem when it comes to developers. Sean Davies, the original founder of Work.Courses, has passed. And again, just want to extend my condolences to his family. He's been nothing but supportive to me. And I've actually had him on the channel a few times, again, wishing his family and the entire Work.Courses team the best moving forward as they're obviously grieving and trying to make it through, right? Such a hard and difficult time. Moving things along, we've got Iagon officially breaking into brand new all-time highs when we're taking a look at the IAG/ADA trading pair. Jumping over into Tap Tools, of course, shout out to them. We've got over 2.68 million ADA in terms of daily trading volume. And again, just sort of scrolling out here on the daily chart, we can see Iagon continues to rip. Since their introduction into the Cardano ecosystem back in June of 2023, they are up 2,000%. So basically a 20x? I mean, that is a huge piece of gain there. If you've been able to jump into the Iagon ecosystem, of course, congrats to you there as well. Okay, let's see, moving on to the very last topic. We've got the ADA stat update here for governance. We are now at 46% when it comes to how many DREPs have voted in favor of ratifying the previously approved delegate version of the interim Cardano constitution. The key threshold that we're looking for here is 75%. And then looking here at the left-hand side, we still don't have any portions of the ICC voting yet in favor of the interim constitution, but we'll need at least a 66% approval rate here in order for the constitution to be ratified and put on chain. Now, one thing that I want to highlight here is we've got Nicholas Cerny, the governance lead here for the CF, highlighting something that could potentially be problematic. So he states, according to guardrail number 4 in the interim constitution, it states Any alternative constitution draft submitted through the governance actions is deemed unconstitutional until the delegate approved version from the Constitutional Convention has been ratified. So basically, it sounds like it's a must that the current version of the interim constitution has to be approved before any other version could potentially even be proposed, right, to overtake that, which, of course, again, he highlights the fact that this could be problematic and in direct conflict with the core Cardano community's principles. The very last thing I want to highlight here is if you do want to get involved with governance, we've got a platform called Tempo, which has just added a new feature, which now allows for DREPs to vote directly from their platform, making it a pretty simple process. So here they can connect their wallet, selecting Eternal, granting the actual platform access to review their funds. They're going to go ahead and connect that. And then once they do so, they're going to select the governance actions that they want to go ahead and vote for. So that's what they're doing right there. And then they can quickly select whether they want to vote yes, no, or abstain. And then they can also share their reasoning as to their vote. So I'll leave the link to that down below. Again, a pretty brief update here. Hopefully you guys were able to enjoy the press conference earlier. I'll leave the link to that down below, but that'll bring me to the end here for today's update. As always, if you've enjoyed this content, please smash that thumbs up. If you want more, consider subscribing. And last but not least, if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, feel free to leave those down below. That said, and as always, I'll see you guys in the next video.